Hello world, this is Miyah, and I would like to welcome you back to my podcast channel. And I have been up and running since 2013. I started out on YouTube and worked my way into WordPress. And I recently just started the podcast series. And my main objective is to raise autism awareness and autism acceptance together, because I believe that you cannot have one without the other. And my whole thing is called Taking Middle Grounds. And because I'm a self-advocate, which is red, and also a professional, that's blue, that's the autism awareness side, I mix the two together and I get purple. So instead of walking red or walking blue or go blue, I have a saying, which is walking purple. So anyway, that's what I'm doing here. But what I'm not going to do this time is share with you anything regarding issues with autism. This time, I am going to give you a special announcement, and I think this is pretty special. So please be sure to tune in, whether you are on WordPress or whether you are on Facebook, because I post things on Facebook as well as Twitter and then Instagram, or whether you follow me directly on Podbean and Spotify. Here it is. So, well, I have been in the process or the works of connecting with people behind the scenes, and I have actually been able to pull off a few interviews. And my first official interview is going to be with my friend and self-advocate colleague, Kayla Rodriguez. And she is a wonderful person. She is autistic like me, and she's a self-advocate. She is Latino, and she is also a lesbian, and she is very, very proud of being a part of the LGBT community. And that is something that she's pushing as a member of the autistic community. And she and I were supposed to be on a panel earlier today, but due to all of the regulations and fears and scares of COVID-19, our autistic women's panel got canceled. And I have talked about this on a number of times. I put a lot of announcements out there. So while we are trying to reschedule, I decided to talk with our director, who is putting on the Powerhouse Strong Autistic Women's Panel on neurodiversity and inclusion in the workplace. We agreed that I would interview each of the girls or each of the ladies about their specific topic. And then at some point, I am hoping to interview our keynote speaker, and that's Hayley Moss. She is the first autistic lawyer in Georgia to pass the bar and become an attorney. And she, I think, would be a really, really good case for the show. So please be sure to check that out. And then I am in the process of trying to work things out by having a surprise mystery guest on the show. And I would really like to have them talk. I have been acquainted with this person for quite a few years now, and I think that they have a lot of good sense about employment and self-advocacy, and I think you as an audience would really enjoy them. So that's another big one. And then I'm starting to reach out to some other people outside of the women's panel and then the surprise mystery guest. I want to bring more people into the show that are professional and people that are scholarly. Like, I'm going into research myself, and I am interested in autism research. And so one person I'm going to talk to is my colleague and mentor from the office. And we need to set a time up. So I think you would really like what Dr. Brian Barger has to say. He's a neat guy, and he's kind of a nerd. Pretty sure he's probably somewhere on the spectrum himself. Not sure though. So please be sure to stay tuned for that. And then I'm talking to some other parents and professionals, because I really would like to reach a broader audience And I really want something that is professional and something that is educational that people can enjoy during this outbreak and then after the outbreak as well. And yes, I plan on recording and interviewing people long after this outbreak goes away, because the autism community is just so big. So yeah, I'm going to start having guests on my show, and I'm looking forward to it. Now, another thing you should probably look forward to and probably look for altogether is that these guests that I'm going to have on the show will be posted every single Sunday, or any Sunday that I have a special guest, because I am able to reach my YouTube channel, and I have about 200 followers on there. And I think that would really draw in a number of people. So keep that in mind, that my special guests will be on my show, or they'll be featured on Sunday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And they're not going to be live, but they will be recorded and they will be archived. And that's so you can listen to these over and over again. Now, would I like to do a live show? Yes. Yes, I would. That being said, because I only have a small audience and I'm gradually drawing people into my Podbean or my podcast series and some other things, I understand that's going to be a slow process. It already has taken me 6 years just to get 200 subscribers on my YouTube channel alone. And I only have about 45 people on WordPress. So what I've learned about being someone who is a blogger, things take time. And it's going to take time to build up the audience, and it's going to take time to meet people. But I would eventually like to have some live shows where we take Q&As and we do shows that are just really educational. So anyway, thank you so much. If you really like my podcast, I highly recommend that you listen to them. Click on the link below, and also be sure to check out some of my other podcasts that I've done, and be sure to check me out on WordPress, which is more scholarly and practical applications. And then I also do a lot of reviews on products by Future Horizons. And I have quite a few blogs in there featuring Dr. Temple Grandin. And I have some pictures of her in there, so you may like to read those. And then I'm currently in the process of finishing a book. I haven't done it in a while. It's by Nick Maley, that Yoda guy. And he recently was at a talk up in upstate New York where NY is now on lockdown because they have the highest number of cases. But Nick Maley is an interesting fellow, and he's on the spectrum just like you and me, or anybody that doesn't know that. But he's an amazing fellow, very self-determined, very positive, and I think you would really like what he has to say. But he has a book out called Do or Do Not Do. So please be sure to check that out as well. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. And again, please be sure to look for future episodes. Until next time, I'm Miyah, and I'm signing out. Good night.